I know it's odd I'm looking at her video, but the thing is, I made a lot of comments. Everybody knows I have a history of commenting on this channel before I stopped watching the channel altogether, which was last summer sometime. I think it was like September, maybe? I don't know. But I wanted to do like commentary on like at least 3 of her videos. This is going to be a bit about exposing brown-skinned women who eat their own. But I don't know if this video is specifically going to be about that. I forget which one I'm going to do it on that's specifically on that. But hey, let's go.
Butterscotch, toffee, mocha, cocoa, chocolate, exoticals. Welcome to the Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to the Exoticals United community. If you are new here, welcome. Here in the Exoticals United community, we support men and women from the following people groups: multiracials, biracials, multi-generationally mixed, and light-skinned golden people. Today we will be answering the question, what color is light-skinned? Has anyone noticed that when it comes to darker skin tones, people...
I just want to know, what color is brown skin? Just curious. You never define it. It's like you don't want to know.
Well, accept the fact that there is an entire spectrum of colors. There's cocoa colored, dark chocolate, mocha, coffee colored, but then suddenly when it comes to light-skinned people want to act like there's just white passing and that's it. Well, today we will be addressing that issue because I noticed...
No, it's not just white passing. For me, I think you guys get a little confused, but light skin would start around, what's her name? Doja Cat's color. I think she's like the darkest a light skin could be, basically. That color, there's another chick that's like her. Cassie is kind of like her too. Like they're golden, very dark golden color for a light-skinned girl. They're almost brown, but if you really look at their skin, they don't have brown in their skin. They're kind of actually technically yellow. They're just a very deep yellow complexion. The general light skin complexion for a black person is like Zendaya Coleman, Alicia Keys. I would say Tisha Campbell is an average light-skinned woman. White passing goes on to more like Meghan Markle, Mariah Carey, Chantel Jeffries. But yeah, continue.
That Blackistan likes to make the standard for blackness as broad as possible, and they simultaneously make the standard for mixed race as narrow as possible so they can pretend...
Oh, that's not true. You literally you took a photo off of my video, and you specifically use a girl who is light-skinned to show that that black girl can look light-skinned. So you know they're not making the black phenotype bigger than what it is, basically. Because if they were, I mean, you wouldn't be able to find light-skinned black people. You know that they exist. You just don't like that they exist because it means you're black. Anyway, continue.
Like we're all the same. They don't want you feeling too good about yourself if you're mixed or light-skinned. They have to make sure to put you in your place by saying that you're not that light-skinned, or some of them will throw you into the brown-skinned category. But when a man comes along and refers to you as light-skinned, suddenly you're both colorless and you only got to where you are because of your skin tone. So anyway, let's talk about...
Okay, so you just showed, who was that, Jennifer Hudson as brown skin? Then you had the nerve to show Nicki Minaj and say that she wasn't brown skin. Like, they're literally the same color. This is why people say they're brown skinned. So, continue though. And I understand why you did that, because you want to be light skinned, and you're like maybe a shade or two lighter than Nicki Minaj, so that would imply you're brown too. Obviously, that's something you don't want to be, but continue.
The light skin spectrum, because there is an entire spectrum in the light skin category, just like there is for dark skin people. You have super light, white passing people, and then you have the deeper, more richly melanated light skin people who are still light skinned. Some of us can tan into being darker skinned depending on how much we go in the sun or how much we go on vacation. But I'm not talking about tans. I'm talking about natural skin tones. First off, I want to say that skin tone is...
The thing is, the people you're showing right here, you're showing Will Smith, Alcina, and Jada Pinkett Smith. Those people are not a different color than Jennifer Hudson. They're pretty much the same color at this point. Maybe a tinge lighter, but it's basically all the same range. That's just weird. You really mean to tell me Mariah Carey is closer in complexion to Will Smith than Jennifer Hudson is? Yes, see, you're just wishing, okay, at this point. You're really wishing. You don't want to acknowledge that Jennifer Hudson is clearly closer to your color than Mariah Carey. When you're including if you're light skin or brown skin, go with the furthest regions of the two. So the furthest region of brown skin would be something like Jennifer Hudson. Anything darker should be about dark skinned, honestly. Like copper, caramel, that's all brown skinned. So copper, the deeper copper colors, compare that to your skin tone. That's going to be closer to your skin tone than someone who literally has white skin like Mariah Carey. Like you're wishing your skin was like white skin, but it isn't. So, yeah. Next.
Objective, and people's opinions can change depending on geographical location or culture. For example, I would be considered dark by white people or in the Latin American community, but I would be considered light in comparison to unambiguous black people. So, what?
No, you wouldn't be considered light, in my opinion. You would be considered medium because, okay, this is how it is for dark skinned people. Basically, dark skinned people aren't just dark brown. Dark skinned people are a brown color, okay? Like basically like pick a brown crayon and think of like Kelly Rowland, Brandy, and Keke Palmer. Those are dark skinned girls. Keke Palmer literally called herself dark skinned. Those people are dark skinned. The next color down is Jada Pinkett Smith, Jennifer Hudson, and people your color who are like more like a shade or two lighter than Rihanna. That's the range right there for brown skin. You have to understand, brown skin isn't one color. You don't want brown skin to have a range. You say light skin can have a range. You say dark skin can have a range, but brown skin can't have a range because you don't want to be a part of that range because you think light skin is something special. Continue, though.
What is light skin? Well, there are many different shades of light skinned. There's the white passing skin tone, people like.
And there are many shades of brown skin, too. That's why it's really funny. And also, one other thing that we want to pay attention to with brown skin and light skin to differentiate the two. What color do you think Alcina, Jada Pinkett, and Will Smith are? They literally have brown skin. When people say brown skin, you can't negate them from being brown skin because they literally have brown skin. When brown skin is added into the category of light, brown, and dark skin, it leaves the idea that light skin won't have brown skin at all. So that means everybody lighter than Rihanna, like at least 3 shades lighter than Rihanna, which would mean they would have no brown in their skin tone at that point, like a Doja Cat. Means that, those people would be considered light skin and lighter. Anyone with any tinge of brown in their skin would technically be brown skin because they literally have brown in their skin. So you can't just jump over that.
Halsey or Meghan Markle. There's beige. You've got people like Alicia Keys, Swiss Beats. We have the high yellow.
It's funny you're trying to show Alicia Keys in the darkest lighting and with the most tan to try and prove that you're light skinned. This is desperate. Wow. Alicia Keys doesn't look that dark. She doesn't. She's much lighter than that. She's not caramel. I know you wish she was, so then you could say you're light skinned, but it's not the case. Continue.
Category, so I'm thinking of people like Steph Curry, maybe Aisha Curry, Lauren London. Then you have yellow bone or medium yellow. I would put people like Beyonce or maybe Chris Brown in this.
Chris Brown, Beyonce, and Lauren London are all brown skinned. I kind of feel like Stephen Curry's wife is a little brown too, but we could call her light skin. I don't know. I think maybe she's just one of those light skins like Cassie and Doja Cat that look basically browner when they tan, but they're really not brown skin when they don't have a tan.
Category. And then there's red bone. And a lot of red bones can tan to a bright copper color. Some examples, in my opinion, are women like Megan Good or Rihanna or Lori Harvey, Tia and Tamara, Russell Wilson. And then you've got gold.
All those people are brown skinned.
Which is a mix of brown and yellow and orange tones. So people like Yara Shahidi, Halle Berry. And then there's light brown, or sometimes even called caramel. I think of people like...
All those people are brown too. Like I said, what color do you see here? It's all brown. What are you talking about? How can you be light skinned if there's a brown skin category for these people? All these people you're showing are brown skinned. They're literally showing a brown hue.
Smith, Jada Pinkett. I think of the entire family, like Willow Smith, Jada Pinkett, Will Smith. I can't remember the son's name, but him too. I think of people even like Tyra Banks. These are people who can tan to a caramely color. Anytime a person...
No, Beyonce can tan to a dark-skinned color. So can Beyonce. I mean, Beyonce and Tyra Banks can tan to a darker color. Sorry. They look dark-skinned when they tan, which is a typical occurrence for brown skins. Many caramels can kind of do that too, but sometimes with us, you have to kind of stick us out like into the desert, like a deep sun tan, and then we can get darker. Anyway, continue.
Towards the darker end of the light skin spectrum, I notice there's a tendency to gaslight them. A lot of people will try to say, you're not that light skinned, or you're brown skinned. I also think of like Chloe and Halle, and I can't remember the guy's name from Grownish. I think he dated one of those sisters. I'll put a picture up of him if I can find him. These people may have some brown undertones, and those undertones can come out when they stay in the sun more, but these people are still light skinned, in my opinion.